Hey, Coach Azir. So if you're looking for motivation, hear this out. The old concept of, mindset, breeds momentum. You need to have the right mindset to get going. 100%. You do need the right mindset because when I teach, start with clients, that's one of the first few kind of things that I want to really deep dive into is where is your current mindset? What's your why? Why change now? So you need to definitely have, a growth or an active mindset. But even if you got a mindset, I need to be healthier. I need to just, really just stop what I'm doing and I've got to make a change. Well, before momentum can happen, clearly action is going to have to happen, and action on top of action and consistency compounds, and then you start to obviously build momentum. And however that looks, right? It doesn't need to be crazy structured, and it doesn't need to be, well, I need to be active, every single day, like baby steps at the beginning, right? So the big thing here is action creates momentum, not just mindset. Breeds and precedes momentum. So to me, just look at movement, look at daily movement, incorporate things that you kind of can. I'm a huge fan of micro workouts. So what does that look like? Well, it could be just where you say, okay, at the start of the day, I'm going to put on a simple piece of paper. Could be on your phone, could be just on a desk next to you, whatever it is where you can kind of track, literally pen and paper. And it's just like, today I'm going to get 50 squats in, or I'm going to get, 5 minutes of a plank in terms of like small breaks. So if I hold for 30 seconds at a time and then 30, each time 30 seconds, or if I do 10 squats here, 10 squats when I use the toilet, 10 squats when I sit back down in my chair at my desk, it'll add up. Or maybe push-ups. Like, those are micro workouts. And honestly, if you're someone that's really struggling, then those can be really useful, kind of like really practical managed, because you're not focusing on the total rep count. You're just thinking, hey, all right, before I sit down, boom. I mean, it takes you what? Like 20 seconds to get 10, 15 squats in, right? So those are little things to kind of do as well. But just, again, understand you need to tighten up your bootstraps, right? You just sometimes do. Sometimes you're really motivated, but as I said in the video yesterday, it can be really hard during this time period. We don't know how long. You could be in a funk for a while, but you got to kind of just say, you know what? I got to have movement. And what happens when you move? With purposeful movement, right? Maybe up and down the stairs a few times in your house, just outside, get some fresh air. But if you're literally just kind of like, I don't want to think how hard it is or how demotivated I am right now. I just have to move, right? When you move, okay, it clears the mind, guaranteed, of whatever, potentially that you're probably thinking of, outside preferably if you can, do some movement. But when you come back, you just, even if it's for a small degree, you feel a little bit better about yourself. And then what happens is, okay, now I've created just a small bit of momentum. Now, maybe when food is, your next meal is coming up, you're that much more. I'm not saying that you'll definitely still go 100% good, clean, healthy food. You're still maybe picking and choosing, but because you had a little bit of so-called physical momentum, okay, physical action, your mental kind of switch also just thinks, hey, you know what? I just, took, my time, as hard as that was, I just took some time for myself to kind of, get some movement in. Maybe I'm just going to be a little bit more conscious. So maybe if your spectrum of healthy eating, you were probably at a 2 or a 3, and what happens when you move? Maybe you notch it up. So your next meal, maybe you choose a meal that's about a 5 on the health spectrum versus you would have stayed at that 3, 4, right? And then you add a little bit more movement, a little bit more purposeful stuff. It could be stretching, it could be whatever it is. And then the next meal, maybe it goes to a 6. Like, that's exactly, honestly, what you kind of have to I guess, view and feel where that progress could be, and not necessarily I'm in a funk and now I need to do 6 days of like hardcore Tabata workouts, or I need to eat, I'm going to have all my meals planned on Monday, and you're absolutely in a major funk on Sunday. That's not going to happen, folks, right? So mindset is important. Believe me, super important, okay? However, action, okay, is what precedes momentum, and you need to just focus on however that looks like for you, right? Get some movement in, and just see if you can create a little bit of oomph in your step, and then build on that.